Welcome. Yes, this is the Starball League. This league that I have created in 2K, my league. And right now we're starting the season off in the playoffs. We got 4 games here that we have simulated completely, which is the Seattle Starlights versus the Los Angeles Leaders, Omaha Missionaries versus OKC Nemesis, Columbus Crooks versus Night Owls, and then we have King Cobras versus the Beast. Uh, Two splits, West and the East. Okay, so we're gonna start off with here. The first game, which was on the West, was between the Starlights and the Leaders, and this game was just one-sided from the start. Starlights came and they dominated all through this game. They put up 128 points. They was efficient from the field. They did not waver in any moment of this game, and the leaders just seemed like they just could not catch their grounding in this game. And I really enjoyed this game because of with Jacoby Cameron, his performance. I really like his play style. I like how he's very mobile with the ball. He's a great outside and inside shooter, and he can drive and make easy buckets with no effort. Plus, he's just so dominant in the paint as a guard. So we had him. He put up a 12 with 20 from the field, and it gave him 29 points. He had a little 4 assists. He was 2 from 2 for threes. He had a little help from he had a great help from Shihei, which is the center. He had 23 points, 18 rebounds, 11 for 14 from the field. So they had a good ground game with them too, and that was very beautiful to see. Leaders, on the other hand, huh, tuh, was just low down, dirty play. I mean, it was just horrendous. We had Riley Fresh, 7 from 23, 0 and 2 from the 3 point line. That's insane. And Keon Marks, which is another all star in himself, plays at the guard position, more of a post up guard, like to shoot from, inside the post. And he only gave up 16 shots and only made 3 of them motherfuckers. And 1 from 3 for the 3 point line. That ain't it. That is not it. That is not going to be enough. If the leaders want to show that they could contend, they have to do a better performance with that. I don't know if I could credit so much to Starlight's defense, or it's just them having a rough start from just the play that Starlights gave in the first quarter, because it was 32-17. And maybe they just felt like, all right, this is going to be too much of a jump in the first game. Maybe the jitters got to them. Whatever the case may be, they just did not had enough to continue on and to compete in this game. So they gave it up a huge margin, and they just could not come back. And that led to Starlights getting that first game. All right. So the second game we got here is Omaha Missionaries and OKC Nemesis. This is another team in the West. Two teams that I like. One is more of an offensive threat. The other is more so plays well on the defense. Uh, OKC Nemesis have the best backcourt guards in the league, in my perspective. We got Micah Stark, and then we have Omer Johnson. Um, with that being said, uh, Nemesis came out gunning from the jump, gunning, and Missionaries was keeping up with them. They were keeping the pace along with them. Micah Stark got it going easy, and he was driving it strong to Missionaries' hearts. He did not stop, and he gave it everything. I mean, he gave up 24 points, 11 to 24 from the field. Kind of struggled outside from the 3, 1 for 4, but he kept a good grounding in that paint. That's where his game was at. Whereas Omer Johnson, I was kind of like reluctant and kind of output from, from the rest of the team, as in, Shane Longford and uh, Jason Blue, who put up 20 points to 13 in their respective positions. So they did had a good offense going. Amir Johnson just did not get anything going as far as offense is concerned, like he's used to. He only put up 12 points, 5 or 11 from the field. Regardless of what the case may be, as far as the Nemesis and Omer Johnson's performance, they got the job done and they defeated the Missionaries 111-75. Um, Missionaries did come out kind of strong first half. Um, Kind of got lackluster towards the second half. I think Nemesis really turned it on the second half, kept that same pace in the first, and just showed their dominance as well as their defense picked up. So it wasn't too much Missionaries could do. They didn't have a good, good based on how their offense should go in the second half. Couldn't make plays. They struggled from the field as well. So I think Nemesis showed that not only are they great in the offensive scheme, but they definitely held keep up in the defensive scheme as well. So I look forward to what they can do more as far as the playoffs is concerned, and I look forward to them to continue this. And I enjoy this as well. Now we move to the East, where we have the Columbus Crooks versus the Baltimore Night Owls. Here we had two great East Coast teams that I think favorable for to the conference finals of this, which was Night Owls and their beautiful team with Tyshawn Romero and Bradford or Brad Johnson, and then Sean Stretch. They put up great offense against the Columbus Crooks, where Demetrius Jones had dropped 27 points with 10 rebounds from 10 to 24 from the field, 3 from 9 for 3 points. So here he was giving out a great performance, keeping up a strong pace with the Crooks, with the Night Owls. And it got thwarted by the Night Owls because they had dominated the third, putting up 36 points to Crooks' 20 points. So Night Owls had all the facets going. I mean, they had every single thing down packed as far as offense and being efficient in that uh on that side of the field. Court. When it comes to the Crooks, though, they got pretty lackluster the second half. They were unable to get to shots easy. Driving to the hole was not there, and the passing kind of got stagnant after a while. It kind of was like more in the ISO field of things. So now that these two games are put past them, we got the Night Owls breaking through with 136 points to 84 on the Crooks. I definitely want to see the Crooks find a second complimentary shooter to Demetrius Jones. I expect Price to get more shots. Or to make more shots. I expect Raymond to do more, and we'll see from there. We'll see what the Crooks could bring and what else would they implement to slow down the Night Owls. The Night Owls. Next game. So this is game one. I think they will make some adjustments and bring it better in the second game. All right, so now we got the best game here between the Beast and King Cobras. This right here was a fascinating game for both teams here. The Beast putting up 100 to King Cobras putting up 110. The Beast gave it everything they had. So there's no issues that you can draw from the Beast gameplay. They just came up short. It's just that simple. Jay Moon had a great game. He had a triple double, 25 points, 15 rebounds, 13 assists, 10 from 18 of the field. You pouring your soul out. He came to play. That's how you pour your soul out in the game. I love his gameplay. Like, he gave it his all. He put everything out on that court. He wasn't taking no for an answer, but somebody else was just way more determined than him and on the King Cobras, which was Rayshawn J. He dropped 29. He was not giving anything up. He said, yo, you want this? If you want this, you gotta take it from me. And they just came up short. Simple as that. Rayshawn J was 12 from 19 from the field, 2 from 5 from 3, 3 from 3 from free throws. So he was definitely locked in for the win. Sam Solomon for the Beast gave up 21 points, 10 from 25 from field. Kind of struggled from 3. He only dialed in 1 shot out of 6 attempts, so that has to be more efficient. I could say, if I had to pinpoint what the Beast did wrong, because I kind of see what their game plan was. The game plan was just to allow Rayshawn J be the dominant in regards to getting the points, and then making the rest of the teammates kind of like struggle. Next the mindset should be, okay, double up Rayshawn J and make sure they shoot majority from the outside. They'll get in the inside in some points, but make sure that they put all the focus on stopping the drive. You know what I'm saying? That's where you want to make it difficult to get inside the paint, because that's when majority of the shots was in the paint. So make them become outside shooters, or at least more from the mid range. Stop them from getting in that paint, because they were tearing it up, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because here we have King Cobras having 84 points in the paint, compared to Beast only dropping 70. So yeah, they gotta limit that. They have to. That's the game right there. Like, that's pretty much the game. Like, that's, if they could drop that down to be close to even, they could probably pull out with a win next game. So I look forward for them to do that next in game 2. And I enjoyed this game. It's one of the best games I was watching. So I expect more high efficient offense from both teams and defense, and see where this goes after this. All right, so there you have it. We got the breakdown of the 4 games between the King Cobras, the Beast, the Omaha Missionaries, and OKC Nemesis, the Starlights and the Leaders, and then Night Owls and the Crooks. And we got to see where this league and how these players play. Look forward to more. I will have to do 4 more of these teams, and we evaluate them and how they contend in the playoffs, and see what we get as a results. I like this aspect of simulating the actual game instead of just simulating the playoffs and just be like, oh, hey, look, this is what we got here. So many so many variations could come when you take it and then you re-strategize each team to come out with a better result in the second game or the next game that they play, that can vary and differentiate how they can make it to the finals. So that goes into to the playoffs in the NBA. Coaches go back and they assess where they could change up in schemes, players, to get better results so they could get a win. I noticed that when I watched I compared 2 games when I watched Detroit Pistons, and how they went against the 76ers and Joel Embiid, to how the Cavs, mind you, they're a lot better team, but still, these are NBA teams we're talking about. The Cavaliers versus Giannis, where the Cavs allow Giannis to thrive and to make it seem like, yo, he was catching wreck, which he was, but it was at the hands of his teammates not being able to get any type of rhythm, because the Cavs focused on the other players. So they left Giannis on the island, whereas Detroit Pistons, they put everything into Joel Embiid, and which allowed the other players to get the offense going, and they was to catch rhythm, and they was able to get shots that they usually wouldn't be able to get if it was just focused on them, them as a team. I mean, and I seen that, and I was like, yo, that's just coaching right there. Now, the case can be made in regards to Detroit Pistons coach, which is Dwayne Casey, that he himself was strategizing to play this kind of defense on the Sixers, to kind of like he's in a crashing phase for the team, meaning they trying to get better picks in the draft. So this probably helped them in the lottery. Uh, that can be debunked though. I think there's a lot of videos out there that kind of push out that that's not the case. Teams don't get picked based on, their record and their performance of the year before when they go into the draft, but it's mostly on ticket sales. But that's not the point. The point is, if that's the case that y'all want to make in regards to why Detroit is playing so poorly, is because of they trying to tank, and they think that's gonna help them get better picks in the draft. It's like a rolling at the dice. So you might come out with your with a win, or you might not, but you always want to show that you could perform no matter what, especially on the high level as the NBA. So as a coach, that's what you want to do, right? Because we see how they get rid of coaches. um so I don't think that should be the case that they want to make as a coach. But with all that being said, my point is that strategizing for each game while you do your league can differentiate in how you get results. So we saw that as far as all these game ones of what this portrayed and what they came out with. I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna come out with different strategies for each team and see who come out for game twos for these 4 games here. And then we'll reevaluate it again. And I'll let y'all know like what I done for each team uh and what I had them planned for. All right. If you enjoy this and you like this and you want this me to continue, keep going. I know I'm kind of like starting off new, but for those who do tune in, I appreciate it. But if you do like this and you want me to continue, I will upload more. Just interact, like, do the subscribe shit. Hate saying that shit. I really do. But do that, and then I definitely I'll push out more. All right. I see y'all.